I went to a meeting at Plant Something, that's where I was working at the time, and the fellow who was the director for the Flower Growers Association, Bob Lusai, off the top of his head, he mentions America in Bloom. And I think, what's that? So I went home, looked it up on the website, and it sounded a lot like the stuff that Bobby was doing with the Marigold Project. So of course, I picked up the phone and I called Bobby and I said, hey, you can submit an application to this group and they'll come out and judge you and you can win prizes. And I said, any chance you'd be interested? Do you think we ought to do this? And it cost us $1,000 up front, but what do you think?
And I can remember my mother had just passed away. P.J. Kilkelly was over giving his condolences, and I said, Mary said, have you ever heard of it? And I says, is it like Tidy Towns in Ireland? Which it is. It's a similar type thing. And she says, well, we're past deadline, but I think we can get it in there. Yeah. And she called up, and, you know, I always think beware when Mary's coming to get you involved in something because, you know.
It'll probably mean work.
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry.
So that's how it started.
That's how it started, and now we're here with the Symposium, but not because of you and me. We can lay that one on Mark Aronian.
Mark, yeah.
Mark Aronian, somehow, he got to be in his bonnet. That wouldn't it be nice if Holliston could? And away he went. And sure enough, they invited us to be the host. And so lo and behold, here we are. You know, but we all just went along with the gag. Nobody said stop, no, don't. You know, so here we are. And it's the first time they've been to the Northeast,
Right.
America in Bloom. And that is kind of special.
Holliston checked the boxes for the AIB criteria.
Mm-hmm.
They excel in so many areas, and you know that makes a good host city is for those who do well in the program. Mm-hmm. Part of our programming is to do is for the host community to do a walking tour of your community for all of the attendees. It would be very similar to when the judges come around. Mm-hmm. You show them the best of what you do, and it's not necessarily a tourist walk. It's more of an educational, because for every attendee that does the walking tour, the idea is to say or to see something that they can bring home to their own community and implement.
America in Bloom is more than just flowers. We look at it as a quality of life program. So that's why we include those components of environmental awareness and also historic preservation, as well as horticulture and community involvement. I think what we're doing, of course, is we're looking at the quality of the displays. We're looking at the quality of the heritage preservation. We're looking at planning. We're looking at whether or not everyone is on the same page and working together. And in some ways, that's what we can decipher, unfold over the 2 days that we're visiting a town. Is everybody on the same page? Are they working together? And those communities that are doing that are the ones that shine. They're the ones that are moving forward. The rest of the country has a good bit of municipal support in everything they do. They might give the Heritage Committee some funding. They might give the Beautification Committee. The Parks Department gets money. The Public Works people might get money to plant flowers or plant trees. Whereas in Holliston, it seemed to be all volunteer-based. And that was very impressive, because that's not that easy to do. Communities, a lot of times they're hesitant when they join America in Bloom. They think, oh, these judges are going to come in and criticize us. And instead they find that, wait a minute, this was a very supportive program. It's energized us. And so they want to come back. And so we have a tremendous retention rate of communities coming back for many years.
Holliston is a really special place. It has a very, very unique character. I grew up in New York, loved New England, and Holliston really epitomizes what is really great about New England. Your beautiful streets, the scenic highways, the scenic roads are fabulous. So these big trees that when you're driving through, you really are kind of covered up, and it's like a big hug. And then, of course, the historic character of the town, with two fabulous historic buildings. the town hall, and
Right.
of course the Congregational Church. But I think one of the things that was really striking for me about Holliston were the people. There is this unbelievable enthusiasm for the community and a willingness to step way out of your comfort zone and really come together to really create something that improves the quality of life, helps the economic stability and the vitality of the community, and creates beauty so that everybody can be proud of where they live. Judging for America in Bloom is a real honor. It's a real privilege. We look at horticulture. We look at the quality of the landscape. We look at the trees and how trees are cared for, and how the community ensures that trees will be special in the future. We look at landscaped areas, parks, cemeteries, medians, roadways, and we look at flowers, how flowers are used to announce the importance of the landscape. We also look at historic preservation. We look at how culture is celebrated within the community. We look at the agricultural heritage, and we look at the natural heritage, natural areas. That's important. We also look at environmental strategies, but one of the things that's most important about America in Bloom is, as a judge, we look at how all these things fit together. What is the overall impression of the community? How beautiful it is, how you take care of your children, how you take care of your heritage, how you take care of your environment, and all of that really takes leaders. And it takes municipal leaders, it takes commercial leaders, it takes volunteer leaders to make that happen. So that's what I wish for Holliston, that continues, and that you continue to work together to create here the kind of community you want it to be.